Hey guys, how is everybody doing today? I hope everybody is doing fan-freaking-tastic. Um, Officially my second video. I'm so excited. Like, I got so much good feedback from my first video, and I got a couple of funky negative comments, but no, I'm not gonna be salty about it. So yeah, I'm so excited to be here. Like, this is exciting for me to get on here and be able to share things with you guys. Today's video is a little more intense, a little more serious. I don't really want to like start off like, oh my God, because I already did that. I don't want to do it again. We'll see how it goes. But I did change, well, I didn't change my background. I just came out into my room because last week I was in my closet. It was so hot. I couldn't do that again. Got my fan going. So I'm sorry if that's like, too loud or whatever. I'll check the video after it's, I'm done with it to make sure that you guys can hear me well. But yeah, we're going to talk about something that's been going on with me for about a year and a half now. I'm going to try to keep it really quick because it's a long timeline and I don't want to take an hour of everybody's time, or, I don't want to make you guys sit here for an hour. So basically, like the video says, I'm 31 years old and I have what? Like, what's going on? So about a year and a half ago, I want to say about 6 months after my plastic surgery, that's another video that I will on its own, I started having some pain in my feet, my legs, my hips, my back, especially my hands. I was just having this chronic pain, if you will, throughout my body. And it was usually on a day that I was more physical, like I was more active. I was, out doing errands, cleaning up the house, laundry, like the day that I would just do everything all together, or on the weekends after or during and after work. And I would tell my husband now, and I was like, oh man, my feet hurt. Will you rub my feet? Or, oh, my back hurts. Like, will you rub my back? I honestly thought it was just my body recuperating from my surgery, because I did have a full mommy makeover, and that's a lot to be done. Like, it was a lot of work that I had done. I was away for, almost 20, I was gone 19 days. But, I started having all this pain and I didn't have insurance. I couldn't go to the doctor. It was nothing. I just kind of put it myself on the back burner. Like I think a lot of moms do that. Like, they just kind of ignore the situation and just move on, like fight through the pain. And that's what I did for a very long time. 2020, ignored it. I completely just ignored it. I would, not really show that I was hurting. I would just kind of keep it to myself, and it was just getting worse and worse and worse and worse. The pain in my back, the pain in my feet, the pain in my legs, my hips, everything. My hands were hurting. Everything was hurting. I was like, oh my gosh, like, what am I going to do? I have no insurance. 2020 was really rough for everybody. It was not something that, everybody was balling and like, just like, oh, I have money to spend here and there and everywhere. But, we got through it. We did well, thank goodness. And this was about, and I'm sorry, I had my surgery in 2019, January 2019. This was, like I said, about 6 months after that everything started hurting. I did wake up one day too around the same time. My left hand was completely like inflamed, like swollen, and my fingers were stiff. I couldn't bend them. It was painful, and I didn't know what was going on with that. I thought maybe I hurt my wrist at work or something, because it was Sunday morning that I woke up that way. And as you could see, I mean, I wear my wedding ring on my right hand now because it does not fit my left hand. It has stayed swollen. My fingers have not gone down. They are still stiff. They still hurt. My thumb hurts extremely bad. My wrist is bigger than it was before. Like, it's all swollen, and it is tender to touch and everything. So that's the situation with the hand or whatnot. So, oh my gosh, I'm trying to like, come on, keep focused. December 2020, I ended up going to the emergency room because I had an extremely bad panic attack on the way home from work on Saturday night. I thought I was having a heart attack. Went to the hospital. Nothing was done. I was there for 5 hours. I saw the doctor for like 3 minutes. She came, her phone rang. She's like, oh, I'll be right back. She never came back. Finally signed the papers. I was like, let me get the hell out of here. You guys are not doing anything. They gave me like Pepto. They thought it was like heartburn because I was having like chest pain, and I was like extreme panic attack. I don't know what it was. They didn't do EKG, nothing. Anyways, pain was still there. I'm still having extreme back pain, leg pain, feet pain. I'm not able to, you know, press down significantly to play my instrument. Like my fingers were hurting really bad and they would swell, and then it was harder because my joints would get stiff. So after that, I got a call maybe a couple weeks after my emergency room visit, and it was the lady from insurance. She's like, hey, you know, do you have insurance? Do you want to make a payment on it? And I'm like, you know, well, how much is it? I hadn't gotten a bill yet. She's like, well, it's 15,700 or whatever. It was like 15,700 or something like that. And I was like, geez, like $15,000, almost $16,000 for nothing. No blood was taking. I didn't, you know, I saw the doctor for a couple of seconds. She left. The nurse rarely came in, but I was like, you know what? I don't have any insurance. I can't pay that, obviously. Like, it's just, you know, and they were just not willing to work like a reasonable payment plan. So she says, well, do you have kids? We said, yeah, I have 3. She said, well, what kind of insurance do they have? Told her what kind of insurance. She's like, well, you would qualify, I believe, for Medicaid, adult Medicaid. You know, at your age, you still qualify for it. Would you like to try that? You know, and it'll cover your any hospital bills within the last, I think it was like 6 months. I was like, yeah, let's do that, because that way I can actually get some appointments in and go see some doctors. So she did. I was automatically qualified. They were like, yeah, you're approved. You'll get your card in the next couple weeks. You know, that just, we need this, this, and this, send it in, or you can go online and, you know, scan it in. So I did everything. I got my card, which I'm so grateful for, because getting Medicaid here, I know you have to have a Social Security, you have to be born here, you know, have to be a citizen or something like that, which I think is a little ridiculous, but I am so grateful that I was born here and I was approved. So that happened. Now, I had Medicaid when I was younger, but as I got older, I really never needed it. So it's not something that I ever tried to reapply or anything like that. It's just, I've always been, I was overweight. I've always been overweight, but I was always healthy. So I got the card and I made my appointment for my hands because it was swollen. I went to go see my general provider, like my doctor. He automatically thought that it was lymphedema. It was not lymphedema. We ruled that out. I had an ultrasound. There was no sign of anything, you know, no fluid retainment, nothing. So he was like, okay, they were like, nope, it's not lymphedema. Went past that point. He's like, well, you know, you say your back hurts. Yeah, my back was hurting. My feet were hurting. And I told him it was hurting. I wasn't like, oh, like every day. Like I just didn't come out and say that. I was like, yeah, my back's hurting. My wrist hurt. My fingers hurt. My feet hurt. So-and-so. So besides the physical, him taking all the blood with the regular physical, you know, checking, making sure everything's okay, he sent me to an orthopedic surgeon. He's like, I want you to go see the orthopedic surgeon, see what's going on with your back and your wrists and your knee and your, you know, so forth and so forth. So I went and I had x-rays done of my back, my knee, and my wrist, because those were the 3 spots that were really bothering me. The doctor came out, you know, came back, same appointment, pulls up the x-rays on his computer. An amazing surgeon, amazing doctor. Like he is, he's amazing. But he says, you know, you have arthritis. It's very visible in the x-rays. I could see it in your lower lumbar. I could see it in your spine. I could see it in your wrist. I could see it in your knees. Like if we were to take x-rays anywhere else, I'm sure you have it in other places. He says, I want to do an MRI of all these, you know, specific places. I said, okay, well, let's do it. So I'm like, okay, I have arthritis. And he said it's degenerative arthritis. And I want to say that's the most common arthritis, but I'm not sure. So this was all like recent. This was all told to me 2 weeks ago, the arthritis. And then last week was my follow-up appointments. But, you know, he gave me a list of all these natural supplements to take. He started me on physical therapy. And I have been taking all those supplements. I take collagen powder every day. I take turmeric pills every day. I take MSM vitamins. I'm not sure exactly what that is, but it was on the list. I'm taking it. It helps with inflammation. It helps with arthritis. It helps with this. It helps with everything. I'm doing arnica gel and cream for pain. I am doing the Goli apple cider vinegars and, you know, gummies in the morning. I'm taking ashwagandha gummies at night. That was also on the list. I am taking, drinking nothing but water, and now and then I'll have black coffee, just, you know, with, you know, decaf or whatnot, with no sugar. I have completely cut out any artificial sugar. besides sugar that is in fruit. That is the only sugar intake that I'm taking. I am checking labels. I am checking, you know, I'm exercising every day. I have lost 20 pounds since the 3rd, I think 4th of March. I haven't weighed this week. I haven't done my weigh-in this week, but I will at the end of the week. I've changed my lifestyle even prior to knowing what was going on, because something happened one day. I woke up and just something told me, I don't know if, like I've said before, the grace of God, you know, saying, hey, something's coming for you, you know, we need to get you on the right track. Or if it was just the energy, you know, just, I don't know what it was, but I had already changed a lot of things prior to these appointments. So yeah, so all this, you know, he gave me a list of everything that you know, natural supplements that I could be doing. And I also explained to him, you know, I told him, I was like, I'm hurting. Like, I have chronic pain everywhere. But I didn't tell him or my primary care physician how much and how often it was happening. I was just like, it hurts. Like, just general, oh yeah, my back hurts. And that was really stupid of me, because I also kept it from my immediate family and my husband. Had been dealing with this chronic pain for like a year and a half, and it's just gotten worse. So he says, okay, MRI. I want to start a PT script on you, which is physical therapy. And let's get the MRI done, and we'll come back and we'll see what's going on, if anything else is going on. I had my MRI last Monday. Today is the 14th. And it's Wednesday, February, April 14th. And I had my MRI last Monday. I went in, Medicaid only approved my spine, lower lumbar and spine. So at least I got that. I went in, had it done. Tuesday, I went to Six Flags with my son and his cousin. That was rough. Like, I have been 420 pounds and I have gone to Six Flags, and I have never experienced pain like I did Tuesday night in my life, even when I was extremely overweight. Like, I was hurting to the point of tears, crying, not getting comfortable. I had a splitting headache. And that was another thing too that was happening. I've been getting headaches for the last 6 to 8 months with any kind of lights. Like, even my vanity light that I have for my makeup would give me a headache. This ring light that I have in front of me, it's affecting me. Sunlight, headache. Like, weekends, I was like, what is going on? So anyways, MRI last Monday. Tuesday went to Six Flags, and then I had my follow-up on Wednesday. But because I knew I was already in so much pain Tuesday afternoon, still being at Six Flags, I called and I was like, hey, can we reschedule the follow-up to Friday? No problem, we'll see you Friday. Wednesday night or Wednesday evening, I did get a call from the orthopedic surgeon office. They left me a voicemail. I didn't answer because I was just exhausted. I think I was just, you know, I was on the couch watching 90 Day Fiance. Love that show. I'm like addicted right now. But Wednesday morning, I woke up and I heard the voicemail like, hey, can you please give us a call back, Ms. Fuentes? The doctor really wants you to come in for your follow-up as late as today or earliest tomorrow. Please give us a call back. Da, 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 da. So I called back. I was like, hey, you know, doctor wants to see me. I have my appointment Friday. She's like, no, can you come in today? I was like, it was already late. I think it was like 1. My kids were about to get home, and I was just like, something's wrong, and I don't want to deal with it right now. I was like, well, I'll come in tomorrow, which Thursday I had a physical therapy appointment. And she's like, well, come in at 2 for your follow-up, and we're going to cancel your physical therapy appointment. I was like, well, can I do it if it's at 10 and then my follow-up would be at 2? She's like, no, you know, just come in. The doctor doesn't want you to do physical therapy. I was like, okay, should I worry about this? And she's like, well, if you want to bring a support person, more than welcome, you know, because all the doctor's office, like, you go by yourself unless you need somebody with you. And I was like, that was just really strange to me. I've never had an appointment where it's like, oh, you know, you can bring somebody if you need it, like if you feel you need somebody to go with you. So told my husband, called my mom, told my mom. They're like, okay, you know, don't freak out, don't worry. My mom was like, I'll go with you if you need me. My husband's like, I'll go with you, of course. Like, you know, of course, you know, I had people to be my support person. I didn't want anybody going with me. I know how I get when I'm around my mom. I know how I get when I'm around my husband. I get more emotional. You just become more like overwhelmed, and you feel like you can I didn't want that. I wanted to stay as focused as possible to stay focused. I didn't want to overwhelm myself with emotion because somebody else was there showing emotion. I just wanted to hear what the doctor has to say and move on. So Thursday came, I went, and yeah, so I walked into the appointment, and he has the paperwork, in his hand. He's like, "Are you ready for this?" So he pulls, the paper they have on where you sit at the doctor, like on the exam table or whatever. He pulls it and he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna use this." And he has a model of like a spine too, and he puts it down on the paper and he starts drawing out each bone in the spine and the discs in between the spine and everything, and he starts like drawing lines and this and that and the other. And he broke it down, man. Like, he's like, "We already know you have arthritis. We can see it clearly in the x-rays." He's like, "Your spine's got a lot going on." And I'm going to explain from top to bottom. So basically, what's going on with my back is each disc in between each bone in my spine they have no hydration. There's no water. They're deteriorating. They're thinning out, which is causing pain. That's obviously one of the things causing pain. The ones on the bottom, the ones on the top and bottom are the worst. He said, if any part of your spine is normal, or I consider normal, will be the middle. But the bottom, the very last two bones before, I guess, that the butt bone, or I don't know what it's called, the coccyx, I'm not sure. Anyways, but those last two bones, the distance between is completely gone. Like, it's bone on bone. It hurts. It's uncomfortable. It's painful. And then the bone is also deteriorating. Like, there's already signs of the bone deteriorating on the bottom of my spine. There's also, I'm not sure, he said all these words, he didn't write them down, but he explained that almost on all the bones in my spine, there's deformation or something, some kind of bulge on the outside, on the right side of each bone. And that's also causing pain, some kind of growth. And just, that was like 31. And what is going on? Devastated. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, this is, my whole body's hurting. Is this what's happening all over my body? So he's like, "Look," he's like, "we can, besides everything that I gave you last time, are you taking?" I was like, "Are you kidding me?" That day I went to Sam's, I went here, I went there, and bought all the stuff that I needed to buy. I went on Amazon, ordered stuff. Like, I'm doing what you asked me to do, what you recommended. I'm doing all these things. I'm taking all these supplements. I'm still dieting. I'm still exercising. He's like, "Look," he's like, "I wouldn't consider this the worst case of back, issues." He's like, "Because I've seen worse, but it is serious." He's like, "This is serious. You are very young and you have a lot of issues going on with your spine." He's like, "I'm sure if I, same thing with the x-rays, like if I did your MRI and other parts of your body that you're also complaining about, that you're hurting, it's probably going to be similar to what's going on with your spine." I'm just like, of course, like, So I'm like, well, of course that has to be it, because everywhere else is hurting. My feet hurt, my knees hurt, my wrist hurts, my hand is swollen, but I'm like, I still am having headaches. I'm really tired. Like, I have major fatigue all the time the last year and a half. So he asked me to fill out like this questionnaire about my mom's medical history, my dad's medical history. My dad's always been pretty healthy. I mean, he's just, he doesn't really go to the doctor all that often, but he's, he's good. Like, he's never really had any issues. My mom, on the other hand, has had cirrhosis of the liver, had a liver cancer, had a transplant, was diagnosed with lupus. She's had a lot of issues. She has a totally deteriorated hip. She's walked with a crutch for the last 28 years, something like that, or maybe 30 years. I'm not quite sure how many years, but it's been a long time. Like, a lot of stuff. So he comes back in, a couple minutes later, and he reads everything. He's like, "Okay, look," he's like, "See here, your mom, this, and this." He's like, "I want you to go back to your primary care physician, ask him to run this test." And I believe it's called a ANA test for antibodies, which is for lupus or RA. I think rheumatoid arthritis. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right again. For lupus, RA, or like kidney problems, I believe that is, like, all that, and I'm like, "Really?" He's like, "Because you're explaining that you have chronic pain." And I told him at this point, like, "I'm hurting really bad, like really bad." He's like, "I believe it because I can see it in your spine. What's going on? Like, you have a lot of pain." And I'm like, "But it's not just my back. Like, my shoulders hurt. you know, a certain way I lay, like my hand is hurting, my hand is swollen, my feet are hurting, my joints and my knees are like bulging out of my knees because they're so swollen and stiff. He says, well, let's get you tested and we'll go from there. And he says, I'm going to completely cut you off of the PT script I wrote you, the physical therapy script that he wrote me. I'm going to change it for this because you are not going to, he's like, I don't want you doing crunches. I don't want you doing, you know, anything stretches with your back. He's like, we're going to focus on planking, you know, exercises that has, you know, planking, things that are not going to hurt your back or distress your back. No deadlifts, no lifting weights right now. It's like all that completely cut off. He gave me a list of things that I should not be doing. And Tuesday going to Six Flags and those roller coasters, that was not a good idea. But so yeah, that's what's happening, right? Okay, so it's not over yet. That was last week on Friday, on Thursday. Friday, I made an appointment. Or actually, before that, I had made an appointment to see my doctor, Dr. Ron, because I wanted to talk to him about the pain. Like I was like, I still have a lot of pain. Friday, I went in and or actually I had gone in before to see the doctor, and he actually took my blood. So, and I had asked him to test me for lupus. How bizarre is that? Like I had already asked him, I asked him to test me for my liver, for lupus, things that my mom has had issues with. I asked him before I saw my orthopedic surgeon to test me for these things. And I told my orthopedic surgeon, I already have him testing me for that. He's like, well, good. He's like, I'm glad you did that. Let's go from there. Cause he was worried about, you know, the chronic pain. I told him I have like headaches all the time, just really tired. And it's been, you know, a year and a half now. So yeah, all that's happening. So the weekend past was a really rough weekend with some other personal issues that we're having in our life right now. Monday rolls along, have a job, we have a gig in the morning. You know, my husband took the girls to school, wake up, I'm getting ready, went to go do this job. And on the way back, it's around 11 o'clock, I get a call from my doctor's office. It's my doctor's, my primary care physician's, I guess, like assistant. He's a nurse. And he says, you know, Miss Fuentes? And I'm like, yes, this is her. He's like, verify your birthday for me. Verified it. He says, well, you came in for your liver and lupus testing, your ANA testing, and we got the results back. And I was like, okay, you know, he's like, your liver, you know, no issues there. He's like, but your ANA test for lupus did come back positive with really, you know, kind of off the chart numbers, basically what he said. Of course. So I'm just, you know, at that point I hear that and I shut down. I start bawling. I'm crying. It took me a minute. I couldn't really hear anything this man was saying. I was just like, this is not what I want to hear. So he says, you know, I'm going to mail you your information, your test results, because there's a lot of information on there. And you need to make an appointment to the doctor we're referring you to, which is actually the same doctor my mom goes to for her liver issues, her arthritis issues, her lupus issues. So I was like, you know what, don't mail anything. I will come tomorrow and pick up everything. I'll pick up the paperwork because I'm not going to wait around for it to be mailed and get lost or whatever. I'm going to come pick it up. So I went and picked it up. And yeah, I mean, the test results were intense. Like they tested me for quite a few things. And, you know, one of them was the lupus. The ANA results were very, I guess, like you say, off the charts, or they were, you know, shown for positive. Like it was, the number was high enough or low enough, I'm not sure which way it goes, to show signs of lupus. Then there was something else in there about possible something to do with my kidneys, but I'm not sure what that is pertaining to or what that is, if it's good or bad. But you know, you get something like this information, you have this paper in front of you, you start looking things up. You know what I mean? I'm like researching, and I'm like seeing this, that, and the other. I'm reading good things, reading bad things, and I'm just like freaking out because I know for the last year and a half I've been having a lot of chronic pain, severe chronic pain, and it's not going away. You know, I'm getting headaches from lights, from sunlight. I'm tired all the time. This is all new to me. Even like I said, when I was 420 pounds, after my son was born, he's 13, like that was a long time ago. I never felt this way. I never hurt this much having that much weight on me. I never had headaches. I never nothing. So, I call after after he calls me and tells me, all this. I called the doctor that he referred me out to. I was like, I need to make an appointment like ASAP because this and this just happened. They're like, okay, we don't have appointments till September. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I have to sit on this until September? Like, come on. So I know, obviously these doctors are busy and there's not possibly not a lot of these doctors in this specific field. And I'm just like overwhelmed. And she says, unless you want to come in on a Saturday. I was like, yes, I'll come in on a Saturday. Like, let's just do it. Like, yes, Saturday, whatever. It doesn't matter. But my appointment is still not until May 22nd. So I'm actually planning, or actually already made an appointment with my general doctor to see if he can talk to me about anything specific about these numbers, about these results, to see what's going on. Because, yeah, lupus is not a joke. Like, it's serious. It is. It is a disease, a chronic disease. It is long-term. You will most likely live with it for the rest of your life. My mom was diagnosed with it. Hers, right now, I'm assuming is inactive, or it just didn't come up in her blood work, which I believe she has a different type of lupus. There's 4 different types of lupus. One is the SLE, which is, I have everything written down right here, guys, because I didn't want to just like come on here without any information. Sorry, I'm like weird on my neck because it hurts. Oh, gosh. Okay, so I can find it. Okay, so there's systemic lupus erythematosus. I don't even know if that's how you say it, but it's SLE, which it says can cause inflammation of multiple organs or organ systems in the body, either actually or chronically, which is what is actually written down on my test results. This one, the SLE, that's what's written down. Then they have a CLE, which is limited to skin but can turn into SLE. And then you have the drug-induced one, which is, I read on the lupus website, like the lupus organization website. I'm not sure what it's called, my God. But I got information off there, and it says, like, if you take a specific type of medicine, your antibodies, like this test will come up and you will form this type of lupus. But if you're possibly go off the medicine, it could go away. I believe that's what my mom had because she's always taken a lot of medicines her entire life. So, and then there's lupus in like babies. I didn't really get into that because it's not something that obviously is affecting me. So I really didn't read about that when I didn't click on the link. But basically, it's like I said, it's a chronic illness. It does cause chronic pain throughout your body, your joints, swelling of the joints. Affects your skin. You get like a butterfly rash on your face. I don't have that. It affects your skin, your joints, internal organs such as kidney and heart. When I read that, and I read on my blood results something to do with the kidney, I'm like, that's even more extreme, which that's why I freaked out, because I'm like, I have to wait until May, the end of May, to figure out what's going on. That's why I made the appointment with my other doctor to see if he can explain any of this. But it's extreme fatigue, pain or swelling in the joints, swelling in the hands. My left hand swollen, stays swollen, never went away. Feet, swelling in the hands, feet, around the eyes. My mom had that. Headaches, crazy headaches. Low fever, sensitivity to sunlight. I don't know about the low fever for me. It's possible because I'm always cold. I don't know if that is really something that's affected me. But it also says hair loss, sores in mouth or nose, fingers and toes turning white or blue, feeling numb when a person is cold or stressed. I get that way. And it started about 8 months ago. I noticed it too because I was stressed out about, I think it was like a gig one weekend for work, and I was like stressed, and I think it was just all to do with all week and, the kids transferring back to school or something like that, like in-person school. And I sat down and I noticed like my hands, my fingertips were a little blue, like one was blue, one was white, and then my toes too. And I was like trying to shake it off because they were turning numb, and I was like trying to relax and calm down. And then from there, I noticed it more and more, like my fingers and toes, my feet and my fingers are always cold, usually throughout the day because I'm pretty sure I have like bad circulation or something. But always, ever since I was little, I've just been very cold natured. But I started noticing that I'm like, I have to like kind of like shake my hands a little bit even when I'm walking, sitting, like whatever I'm doing, and move around because they'll get numb and tingly and turn white, and sometimes blue and purple. So it says lupus shares a lot of symptoms with other diseases like arthritis and diabetes. I don't have diabetes. That was one of the things I had my doctor check when I had my physicals, like check diabetes, thyroid, all that stuff. And then I went back afterwards. I was like, well, you know what? Let's check the things that my mom has wrong with her because I don't know. And well, there you go. Not to say that is my mom's fault, because lupus does run in women. It's more common in women, and it is more common in women of ethnicity, like Asian American, African American, and Hispanic American. It is more common in women of ethnic background, or whatever. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. It says it can cause inflammation of multiple organs or organ systems in the body, either actually or chronically. So it could just be something that's painful or actually like attacking your body. So basically it's your immune system. What helps you get better when you're sick is doing the complete opposite. It is attacking your body. It is your immune system is attacking your organs, and your body will hurt. And that's exactly what's going on with me. I have been in chronic pain. I have gotten headaches. I have, my feet, my hands go numb. My headache. I mean, it's just like everything that I'm like reading when I looked it up, except for like one or two things, is happening. And I know it's not diabetes because I got tested. Now I know that I have arthritis, but would it be like the headaches? Would my feet swell? Or not swell, but get the whiteness, the numbness feeling, things like that. So that's kind of added, and it's fucking scary. Like, don't get me wrong, lupus is scary. It's not a pretty disease. Like it's silent, and you can't see it on someone, but I feel it. They feel it. So but yeah, that's my fucking news for this week. Like, 31 and diagnosed with arthritis and lupus, and I am terrified because I'm 30. Like I said, I'm 31 and I'm already having an extreme amount of pain. It's already affecting me, and it's gotten bad really fast. Like, it started very like, oh, here and there on my back, whatever, to where it's like I can't move. Like, if I move too much, it's gonna freaking just hurt. And like right now, ever since I started this video, but the thing is, I'm really good with pain. I'm sure that will probably go away one day. Like, I'm really good with pain. I have a really high tolerance for pain. But I actually opened up to my husband on Saturday and told him that the last year and a half I've been hiding it. I have been truly hiding it. I have not been complaining. I have not been saying, when it hurts, how it hurts, the days that it, like, whenever I was hurting, I finally cried and opened up to him. He's like, why didn't you tell me, babe? Like, why? I was like, honestly, I just didn't want anybody to feel like I'm complaining. Because there was times at work where I'm like at the end, and I'm like, take this instrument and play. Let me go to the bathroom. Let me use the restroom real quick. I have to go to the bathroom. It wasn't because of that. It was because I was fucking hurting so bad. Like, I just needed a break. And, even at home, like bending over to get stuff that's like falling, bending over to pick up laundry, taking baskets downstairs, shit like that makes me cry. So, yeah, I'm devastated. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe that this is what's happening. I am praying that my kidneys are okay. I'm praying that that's just, something that I don't have to deal with or worry about. And I feel for people who have to go through this. Like, my mom went through it, and I'm going to go through it. I'm going through it. Just started. I'm doing everything in my power naturally to keep myself healthy. I don't want to do pain medicine because I'm sure just like my mom, you know, throwing narcotics, like, oh, here's pain medicine, you know, come back in a month or so. Like, it's easy for people to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to take narcotics. I don't want to poison my body with those type of things, because I'm trying to do better. I'm trying to stay healthy. I'm trying to do things organically, naturally. You know, I'm going to keep doing physical therapy. It's not the easiest because it is painful, but I'm going to keep doing that. I'm taking all my natural substances, all my natural vitamins. I'm still dieting. I'm gonna go see a nutritionist specifically for, you know, what I've been diagnosed with, because I want to know if there's anything else that I could change to help my situation. I'm going to continue exercising. I'm doing the elliptical right now and just basic walking. Physical therapy on top of that will open more doors for me on what things I can do and what things my body can do. Pool, like getting in the pool and swimming is obviously going to be one of the best, is the best for me right now, you know, with arthritis, chronic pain, because it just takes the weight off your body and it's easier and it's very effective. My mom has a pool in her neighborhood and it doesn't open for a couple more weeks. So I'm like waiting for that day, because I will be doing that instead of the elliptical for now, until I can hopefully get my body stronger, my bones stronger, my muscles stronger, and just to where I can, I don't know, do things without hurting, you know. But you know, I already had my days of crying. I already did all of that, you know. I've already gone through that and I don't want to do it again. I'm trying to stay positive. I have an awesome, amazing support team. Everybody in my family, you know, they've all given me different advice. They've all said different, you know, words of kindness and just being loving and caring, and that's what's happening. That's what's going on. That's what I'm going to have to most likely live with for the rest of my life. And I'm going to do my very best for myself, for my kids, for my family, to just keep on going, you know, keep on fighting. Once I get more information about what's specifically going on in my body, I am going to be signing up for more proactive organizations that has to do with lupus and arthritis, because I don't want to just sit back and just say, oh, poor me. No, I want to be active too. I want to do things. I want to be able to help the community, now that I am part of it. You know, not to say that I didn't before, because I was also very active with, you know, the liver cancer community and transplant community because of my mom. Like, there was a lot of things that, you know, I've done and donated to and written stories you know, on my experience with my mom and what she's been through on her behalf too. There's been a lot of things that I've done, but you know, now it's just, you know, a time for me to really just accept this, and not to say move on, but to try to move forward with my life without being affected by it every day. But so far it's been every day. So far it's every day. Every day is pain. Every day is uncomfortable, chronic fatigue, pain. And you know, I'm just going to do my best to try to overcome this and just live my life every day as comfortably as I can. But I wanted to share this with you guys, because if anybody is watching this and you guys are going through the same thing, you know, reach out to me. Let's talk. Like, if we lived closer together, let's, you know, get together, let's form a group, let's do something to support each other. Because as women, as young women, older women, single mom, you know, you have a husband, you have kids, you don't have kids, I don't care who you are, where you're from, let's connect. Let's, you know, and for those of you who don't know, you know, what lupus is, you know, I gave you guys a little bit of information. You know, you're interested, you know, go online, you know, look it up. There's a lot of really good websites that give correct information. You know, if you have somebody in your life that's affected by this, if you're, you know, anything, you know, or anything, speak up. If you have anything going on in your life, mentally, physically, physical health, mental health, emotional health, speak up and say something, because I kept quiet. I didn't open my mouth for a long time, and I should have earlier on, and I didn't. And here we are. Not to say that because I didn't open my mouth, not to say because I didn't tell the truth from the beginning is why it happened to me. Like my doctor said, it's nothing I ate. There's nothing that you did. There's no cream that you put on your face. Like nothing affected this. This is just something that happened to your body, whether it be genetic or not. You know, it's happening. It's happening, and I'm going to have to deal with it. I really appreciate you guys sticking around. I know this video is really long, it's 39 minutes, and I'm gonna cut off in a minute, but I really appreciate you guys sticking around. And this is, you know, obviously a harder video for me. I put on a ton of makeup today, even glitter, because I was like, man, I don't want to cry, I don't want to get emotional, so let's, you know, let's put, you know, my game face on, because I just didn't want to get super emotional. I just wanted it to be more, this is what's going on, this is what's happening, this is what I've been living through, this is what I'm gonna possibly be living through the rest of my life. And I love you guys for it. I love for that you guys came on and watched my last video, and for you that are watching this video, and if you made it through the whole video, I appreciate it. I really do. You know, there's a lot of other things that I want to talk about, a lot of other topics that people have asked me to talk about, which I will be doing that. I'm not sure what my schedule is going to be. I know that I want to put at least 2 videos out every week. But yeah, next week, you know, the end of this week, I will most likely not post a video because today's Wednesday. I'll post this today. But next week, I will be coming back most likely on Monday and possibly Thursday, 2 different videos. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure right now. There's a lot going on. I wasn't expecting this news. I was not expecting this at all. I don't know what I thought, but I wasn't expecting this. So, you know, yeah, you guys, I really appreciate you for being supportive and for listening to what's going on in my life. You know, leave me some comments. I'll put, you know, more information down below. I'll direct links to some websites that you guys, if you're interested in looking that up. If you want to send me an email, you know, you want to talk, I will put my email down below as well. I will put my Instagram down below so you can, you know, follow me if you're interested. But yeah, guys, I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you guys taking the time out and just pressing play on this video, because this was really hard to talk about. The fact that it is so fresh, knowing that I didn't know what I had and now I know, but living with this pain for the last 1.5 years has been really hard. It's been really difficult, and I'm afraid, so afraid that this is going to take things from me. It's going to take a lot, and I'm scared. But yeah, that's the reality of it. This is what's going on in Sophia's life. This lucky gal. I'm just kidding. But yeah, arthritis and lupus. And let's move on to the next one, you know, you guys. Okay, so I appreciate it. I love you all. Thank you for stopping by. I'm going to get up and stand for a couple minutes because my back is killing me. It's not good. So yeah, until next one, I really appreciate you guys stopping by. How many times I'm going to say that? Next video will be soon. And like I said, I'll put all the information down. If you guys want to reach out to me, send me a DM, send me an email, comment below. I'm here to hear you guys out, and I hope you guys enjoy the topics that I will be coming to you soon. But yeah, love you guys. Bye.